Hey everybody, welcome to Zoe's Treasures. My name's Tracy, here with my husband Noel. He's running our cameras. And tonight is our reverse auction flash sale night. Hold on, sorry. We have an echo going on here. We're trying to fix real quick. All right, maybe that's better. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to jump right into it. So what we've done is everything I'm going to auction tonight is in the bin. I've put in the show notes how this works. Basically, I'm going to run it on flash sale. I'll run it a few times through the evening if it doesn't sell the first time around. And every time is a different amount off. You never know what it's going to be. So, oh, I got to re-log on. Hold on. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Okay, come on, whatnot. Here we go. All right, so we are going to start with our first item. I have items all across all different price points today. So let's just jump right into it. The first one is one of my favorite ones. This one I've had for a little bit. These are a set of 4 napkin rings. These are Tanala napkin rings. They are Ken Edwards, all signed by Ken Edwards. Perfect condition. Actually got these in the city of Tanala in Mexico. So you do get 4 of those. We're going to go ahead and get that going. Running on flash sale. We're going to run it for 15 seconds. Oh, hold on. Wrong settings. You know, I'm just a mess today, aren't I? All right. Run as a flash sale. It would help if I click the right button. We're going to start off with the banger at 45% off. And that is up and going if you are interested in those. They are absolutely stunning. Perfect napkin rings, very unique piece of Tanala. You're not going to see these that often. Like I said, I picked them up in the city of Tanala because I thought they were so unique. So absolutely love those. Each one of those is signed. All of them are hand painted. All right, thanks for looking at those. Let's go ahead and go to our next item. Next one up is a sugar and creamer set. This is Jeannette glass. This is 1920s depression glass. Gorgeous set, no chips or cracks. It is the iris design, so you have that pressed glass look. Look how classy that is, that handle is. You get both of those. And those are running for 30% off right now. So you get the set. The irises are so pretty. All right, thanks for looking at that. Next up, welcome in. Shabby Chic Farm Designs, how are you? All right, now this is a really unique piece. This is a Hetchel. This is an antique Hetchel. If you are into primitive farmhouse country, this is a really cool item to display. Now these are sharp. They were used for the wool, but it is a wooden antique Hetchel. You could hang this. There's some holes there. You can hang it up on your wall. It would be a really cool display piece. We're going to set it right there. And we're going to run that one for, there you go, 55% off, $20. What a steal for this. Comps on these go for a little over $100 right now. But it is a very unique piece, especially with it being an antique. Nice beat up weathered wood. Think of all the stories this can tell. All right, thanks for looking at that one. And we're going to go from that to something a little fancier. Thank you for that purchase. I appreciate it. All right, let's do something a little fancier here. Now, these are really popular. I had about 6 of these at one point. I bought a whole set of these. They are gorgeous red and white plates. This is the George Washington collection. This is the last one I have. They are Crown Ducal out of England. And this is George Washington and family. I think that's what it says. Yeah, Washington and his family. So pretty good shape. The front of it, no chips or cracks. On the back, we do have this little call out right here, but they are vintage. I'm trying to see if I can see a date that this was made. I don't have a date it was made, but it is absolutely beautiful. We're going to run this one at 40% off, and it is up and going. And you've got that little story on the back, tells you about Washington and his family. Beautiful red and white if you're a collector of the red and white. Yeah, y'all, it is Friday. I am so happy it's Friday. I can't even begin to tell you. It has been one of those days today. You guys ever have those days where you just want to lay in bed and like you don't want to do anything? I couldn't lay in bed all day, but it was definitely a day that I did not want to do anything. All right. We have a beautiful decanter here. So this is Bohemian Czech crystal decanter. What I really love about this is the stopper on it. It is in perfect condition. No chips or cracks. It is just gorgeous. It has such a nice weight to it, trimmed in that gold. And then you have the decanter itself. Beautiful gold leaves on there with a little bit of the frosted glass going on. Absolute stunning piece. That is going for 55% off. Just $9. Up and going. Just Peachy Treasures, welcome in, Muddle Duck. And thank you so much for your purchase. I appreciate that. All right. Well, look at this. Do you do blue and white?
Thank you.
Anybody here love the blue and white? This is a pretty unique set here. So normally I have it for $35. I had it upwards of $65, but then I did find a chip on the plate, so I did drop it down, and we're going to drop it down even more. But you get 3 pieces here. This is the Unicorn Mark Maltese. So let me start with the plate. So you're going to get all 3 pieces. So you get the gorgeous blue and white. It is crazed and stained. It is just absolutely stunning. You can see here we do have a little chip right there going on. But these are antique. Late 1800s, around 1860 is the best date that I can come up with for these. Beautiful, beautiful. You can get that mark on the back. It's that blue unicorn, and it does say Maltese on there. Wedgwood. So it starts with the plate, and then you get the saucer. Saucer, no chips or cracks. It is in perfect condition. It has that same marking on the back. Gorgeous blue and white flowers. And you get the mug. The mug has no chips or cracks, but it is stained and crazed, which just adds that extra beauty to it. So the inside, that is all staining going on the inside, and tons of crazing. So you get all 3 pieces there. And we're going to run that at 35% off, 20 seconds, and that is up and going. Absolute gorgeous set for a collector if you do the blue and white. Welcome in if you're just joining us. We are doing everything in the bin. We're running on flash sales at different amounts. Every time I run it, it'll be a different discount, so you never know what it's going to be. All right. Do we have anybody that loves pottery? This is such a gorgeous, gorgeous pottery piece here. And I'm going to absolutely slaughter the name. So this is, let's see if I can read it, Krekoroy Keramik. It is an artist out of Norway. So you have that teal and charcoal going on. Just sent an offer on that. Let me take a look. All right, I accepted that. Thank you so much. Jujubee, this is going, no, sorry. Hold on.
Thank you.
Yes, that is going to you. Thank you for your purchase. I appreciate it. Let me finish showing you really quick just so you know what you got. It is signed on the bottom, no chips or cracks. And it is stunning, and it is also numbered. It says 359/31 on the bottom. So a very unique, rare piece. And the coloring is stunning.
Welcome to bronze level.
It's very pretty. In person, it's even prettier. All right, let's take a look at this glass piece. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, so I picked up this little glass piece, and it almost looks like a creamer. But it is not a creamer. It is just a piece of art glass. And I don't know if we're going to pick it up on camera. We'll switch to our other camera in a second. but you have like this, the base color is like this deep plum purple color, which is just gorgeous on glass. And then you have these swirls of the other glass in there. I do not know how they do it. I think it's absolutely stunning. Just the shape of it alone. You've got a great Pantone mark down there, but it is definitely like a conversational piece. We're going to do 25% off that one. And that is up and going. Look, you can see kind of that, just that swirl in the mix of color. It is so gorgeous. Almost like a gravy boat. Exactly. It's just, it has just a beautiful shape to it. It's so pretty just to look at it. Thank you for looking at that one. Let's switch to a whole different time frame and do a little MCM piece. MCM has to be my absolute favorite time period for any of the art. I love it. This is classic MCM. So you got this big bulbous vase. Did I pin it? I did. Yep. Big bulbous vase. And on the top you have that. I don't know if we can get our lights going on there. We'll show it to you from the other camera. But we have stunning colors going around here. Just splashes of geometric shapes. You have a little squiggly and some dots on there. And then, of course, you have that opening for the vase. There you go. Look how beautiful it is. So you get this nice dark black color with just that splash of coloring in there. We do have it stamped on the bottom. No chips or cracks. It is in perfect condition. And we're going to start that one right now at 35% off. Going now. The coloring, let's see if I can turn it like this. Oh, there you go. Now you can see just those splashes of color is so pretty. This would make a great, like a centerpiece on a table, or even one of those kind of like a console table, like a console bowl type. Just it's not really a bowl, it's a vase. Thank you for looking. All right, what's up next? All right, so we have this piece, which intrigues me. This piece really intrigues me. So this is a perfect, no chips or cracks, glass basket. It is an antique Victorian, and let's see, trying to think, thorn twisted handle. That's what I wanted to talk about. So this handle looks like a vine with thorns on it, and you can actually feel it. The way they make it, these are actually kind of prickly on this handle. It's really neat. And then you have that whole mix of colors. I don't know the name for that technique, but I think it's so pretty to look at. And you just got that gold sprinkled in there. Beautiful piece. This would look great in like a bathroom maybe, or an entryway. And look at that ruffled crimped edge going on. It is an applied handle. This one is probably, I think I have this to ship alone. Just because of the size and the packing that would be needed. But I am running at 50% off right now. Oops, this way. Okay, we'll figure out what camera. There we go. Just look at that inside. And I think it's so neat that you can actually feel the prickly like vine part on there. I'll kind of show you the bottom of it. Thank you for looking at that one. Oh, now we're getting into my favorite china here. So if you've ever been in my shows, you know I love Nippon. This is a Nippon decorative bowl. Because it's Nippon, it's over 100 years old. So this is early 1900s. It is stamped, your green Nippon stamp. And this is all hand painted. So all that whole very detailed scene is hand painted. And of course, you've got your classic gold handles and gold trim, which is just part of the Nippon kind of signature marks. Beautiful bowl, no chips or cracks. Turn it, let's see, turn it like this so you actually see it right side up. We're going to run that one this time 45% off, and that is up and going. I do in the listings try to put most of the measurements. If you're interested in knowing actual measurements, they should be in most of those listings. Thank you for looking at that one. All right, this is a Rosenthal bowl. Now, just looking at it, it just looks like a simple little bowl. I got this mixed in with a bunch of china, and when I pulled this out and started researching it, I almost fell to the floor when I saw the comps on this. It is a very basic little bowl. It is porcelain. You've got the gorgeous roses on there, and then you have your silver plate along the bottom. I'm not sure if this is, oh no, this is sterling on the bottom. It does say sterling on here somewhere. I can look all day. I'm never going to see it with my eyes. I did see it at one point. So it is a sterling bottom. Very simple little bowl. Very, very collectible bowl. I'm going to do that one at 50% off. And that is up and running. No chips or cracks. Perfect condition. This is the type that you would put in your china cabinet and keep it for a long time. Pass it down to the grandkids. I don't know. I say that. I'd probably have it sitting out filled with some like Hershey Kisses or something, but that's just me. Thank you for looking at that one. You know what? I haven't run a giveaway. Let's start a giveaway. All right, giveaway is up and going for us. We normally do a postcard. You get a postcard and you get one of our original Zoe's Treasures My Vibe is Vintage stickers. If this were a regular show and not a reverse auction show, you can also pick something from the bin. I run at a discount, but I'm running everything at a discount tonight. All right, next up, what have we not looked at yet? Let's see if I can learn to talk. Do I have any pottery lovers? This is a extremely unique pottery piece. All right, so it just looks like a basket, right? You have that inside. I am sure this is like a studio pottery piece. But to me, this has like this nature tree scene going on the inside, but it's kind of abstract. You have these really cool little feet on the bottom. So they're like little loopies there on the bottom. This handle is metal, and you have the metal brackets on either side holding it. What a unique piece. I love this one, and I love the shape of it too. It's just in a very unique shape. Very naturey, kind of colored. And that one is up and going. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're just joining us, we're doing our reverse auction show tonight, where everything that we have listed in the bin, we are just kind of going through, running it at different percents off every time I pick it up. Okay, let's take a look. We're going to skip over and do this one. So I actually have 3 of these available. So if you really like these, now's your time. You can scoop it up. If someone gets one for you, you can get the next one. So these are vintage West Virginia glass trifle, if I'm saying that right, trifle bowls. They have the original stickers. They have never been used. They were purchased, the original purchase, and the person who bought these probably put them in a cabinet somewhere and never touched them again. I have 3 sets of 2. You have the original West Virginia sticker there and the original price tag on some of them. $40 each, original. And these are probably 50s or 60s. In addition, every set of 2 comes with the original little trifle recipe from the glass company. So I thought that was kind of cool. Oh, here, there's actually a date on this, 1960s. Oh, I was close. See, I said 1950s, 1960s. So you get a little original recipe. So you get a little piece of ephemera with that and 2 of the trifle bowls. And let's see, let me go like this. We are going to run those. So we do have 3 available. We're going to have fun, do that 50% off. $22, even cheaper than the original cost when they were sold in 1960. And that is for both of them together. Thanks for looking at that. All right, next up, let's take a look at these guys. They are adorable. All right, what are their names? Simba, and what's the other one's name? These are little bone china pieces. They are official Disney from The Lion King. So you've got this cute little guy here, and I am I am like not Disney educated. I do not know. Oh, here it is, Simba and Nala. I wrote it in there. See, I wrote the names because I knew I wouldn't remember. On the bottom, they do say the Disney mark, and they do say that they are bone china. So I know it's hard to see the little mark down there. They are adorable. Cute little set if you have any Disney fans in your home. We're going to try those ones. We're going to give those a go for 30% off, $11 for the set. And they are bone china, which I think is kind of cool. As a collector piece, it's not just like a plastic toy. It is actually a true collector piece. And you can see that they do have the little Disney marks there on the bottom. Thank you for looking at that. What about some art here? This is really unique art. So this is a set of 2 pieces. I'm going to move this out of the way for a second here. And I'm going to hold this up and tell you about them. So this is from an artist. Her name is Julie Heikes, Heikes, out of Maryland. And she takes these photographs and then they go through like this. What does she say? Oh, the giveaway winner, really quick. Let's see, who is Southern Charm? Congratulations. Southern Charm, you are going to get our My Vibe is Vintage sticker and the postcard. Thank you so much for coming by today. All right, so these are the way she makes these. It's an original photograph, and then they're used what's called a soft emulsion film, and then no heat is applied, and she like manipulates the surface somehow. So I just think these are really neat. This is like a beachy scene, reminds me of where we used to live in Georgia. And then it comes also, and they are both signed too. So professionally framed, and then they both have her signature. And then this one is of bicycles. Look how cool that one is. Has those bicycle prints on there. It's not a print, it's an actual unique piece of art. They are professionally framed. And so you do get both of those. And we're going to run those for 45% off. I lived in we lived in what's called Brunswick, but it's right next to St. Simon's Island. Most people don't know Brunswick, but they know the islands. So about an hour south of Savannah and about an hour north of Jacksonville, Florida. But we moved to Pennsylvania almost 3 years ago now. Thanks for looking at these. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, cool. Yeah. I loved it there. I absolutely loved it there. It was gorgeous. All right. I showed this one in a show the other day. Pardon? Okay. So I showed this one in a show the other day. This is so pretty. So this is another Nippon hand-painted picture. We do have a little paint wear on the handle, but hey, it's over 100 years old. So a tiny bit of paint wear on that gold. No chips or cracks. Beautiful hand-painted picture. This type of design actually does look really good mixed in, like with your ironstone and your Crocs. Surprisingly, it does. I didn't think that until I tried it myself. And that is up and running. $15 for a little piece of history right there. And when they say that these were hand painted, like full on, no machinery anywhere. They were completely, I just picture like people sitting around a table somewhere in a factory, like painting these. Probably not how it happened, but that's what I picture in my head. All right, up next is a really cool console set. It does have a little call out, but I thought it was so unique and pretty. So you get 3 pieces here. You get the console bowl, and this is Hoffman pottery, and it is marked Hoffman on the back. Look at that turquoise, and it's almost like a drip glaze, but it's not really a drip glaze, but it kind of has that like similar effect to it. Just a beautiful console bowl, and then you get the 2 candlestick holders that go with it. Now, one of these candlestick holders has a call out, and I will show you. It's on the other one. But they look like, to me, they look like tulips. How beautiful is that? And then you just put your candle in there. They are all marked Hoffman pottery. This is the one with the call out. There is a tiniest of chips right there by my fingertip. I'm going to have that face the camera here so you can see that. And that is for all 3 pieces, 2 candlestick holders, and the gorgeous console bowl. The coloring on this, the teals and the browns, are just absolutely stunning. Welcome in if you're just joining. My name's Tracy. This is Zoe's Treasures, and we are doing our reverse auction. So everything listed in our auction, in our buy it now, we're running at different discounts. Every time I pick it up, I'm going to run it at a different type of discount. And if you see something and you don't want to wait and you just want to put an offer in, I do consider just about every single offer. I think in my whole time as a reseller, I have maybe declined 1 or 2 offers, and that was just because they were so crazy low. All right, this is another antique piece. Got quite a few antiques tonight. So this is your blue and cream stoneware basket weave bowl with a handle. It has a little bit of crazy, not a lot. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Reminds me kind of the yellowware. It is not yellowware, but it has that kind of look. Really gorgeous embossed, like a floral print around here. There is, let me just call out, there is like a surface crack line right here. It does not go through to the other side, but I can kind of see it on the surface on the inside here. And that is up and going. Thank you so much for your purchase. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, look at this beauty.
Welcome to bronze level.
Look at how pretty this one is. Oh, and you know what I forgot to tell you guys? I should have told you. You probably saw it when you came into the show. Shipping is capped at $9.71. So you're only going to pay that first $9.71, and I will pay everything after that tonight. All right. This is the oh, thank you so much. That is all due to my amazing husband.
Thank you.
This is a beautiful Indiana glass iridescent bowl. It is the blue. It is a Windsor patter, I guess. Not pattern, patter, because I can't type. Windsor pattern. Absolutely stunning. Look at that iridescence, all the different colors that are showing up in the lights. And then look at that pattern. How beautiful is that? No chips or cracks. Gorgeous, gorgeous centerpiece bowl. And we're going to run that one up and going. And this is a big one. What did I say? 10-inch diameter, 10 inches across. Nice, good size bowl. Thank you for looking at that one. If you like blue glass, we have this beautiful piece here. So this is an MCM Morgantown Adams glass vase. And it has this really neat slant top. Let's see if we can see it. There you go. You can kind of see it. So this side's a little bit higher and it slants down. Very simple and very elegant in its design. Absolutely an MCM type look to it. No chips or cracks. And it's like this deep blue. It's almost like almost a turquoisey blue. And we're going to run that one. 35% off for just $20. No chips or cracks. How tall did I put? 9 inches tall on this guy. And, oh, sorry, my hair is rubbing on the microphone there. Sorry if I'm making all kinds of noise for you guys. All right. How about primitive friends? I have 2 plates here that are so primitive. They would go so great in any of your primitive farmhouse kind of country displays. These are Wedgwood, and they are like a purple and white transferware. You get the set of 2. Now you can see this one, there is a crack line going through, tons of crazing, tons of staining. They do have some little flea bites around the edges, but you get 2 of them, and I just love how crazed up and stained up they are. This one does have a chippy on the back, but it is for both of those. And let's just start these out at a great, great price. We're going 50% off. There you go. You get both of those plates. Transfer purple, $6. And thank you so much for your purchase. Okay, these right here are collectible figurines. Let's see if I can say this name. Carl Ends Volkstadt, boy and girl. So this is from early 1900s, so definitely antique, over 100 years old. You can just tell how fine this porcelain is, but you get this gorgeous boy and girl. They are so detailed. There are a few call outs, and it's really consistent with age. You can see on her dress, there are just kind of like some holes in her dress. I don't think those are intentional. I think those are due to age. Beautiful, beautiful. Somebody probably bought these. Somebody's great-great-grandmother probably got these. Let's see if I can turn around so you can see their little faces. They are so detailed, so pretty. And probably saved them for years and years and years to pass down. And that one is up and running. The price is a little bit higher, but they are definitely, even the original price is lower than the comps. So with the discount, it is a great deal. If you are a reseller, these two are ones that you could definitely make some money on. Thank you for looking at that one. I'm going to show you the next one, which, you know what, has a goose. Them geese are popular all of a sudden. So this one, same artist, and this one's priced quite a bit less. Let me make sure it didn't have no chips or cracks. Nope, everything is fine. Oh, there's a repair to the arm. That's why it's priced so low. I knew there was a reason why I priced it a lot lower. So you have the boy with the goose. He is like, I don't know if he's teasing that goose, if he's trying to feed it. I cannot tell. But the goose is in perfect shape, even a little beak. The boy's arm here has been repaired. So at one point it broke off. Look at that. You can even see his little tush. How cute is that? I know this is a PG show. And that is up and going. You can almost can't really see the repair. I mean, you got to look close, but his arm is repaired. Surprisingly, I was surprised that it was the arm that was repaired and all of the flowers are still intact. That's what really surprised me on this one. All right, thanks for looking. What else haven't I shown? I know I haven't shown a few things before I go back in again. Okay, I have. I know I'm looking for the picture. I know I had it in here somewhere. There we go. So this is another pottery piece, and this one is Romco, R-O-M-C-O. I think I put an E in my description because, again, I can't type. USA, and it's made to look like a piece of wood. So this is out of Colorado, and it kind of almost looks like sandstone or something, but it's made to look like wood. It is clay, and look at that coloring on the inside. It's coming across green. It's a little more tealish, teal colored in person. 1950s. You do have that Romco stamp there on the bottom. And that one is in perfect condition. And that is up and going. I'm going to move it like this. See if we can, there we go. It really almost does look like the grains in a piece of wood. So whoever did it's pretty talented. Thank you for looking at that one. All right, we are going to go back to the top. Now let's see what kind kind of discounts we can run on some of this stuff here. Okay, these are, if you're just joining us, thank you for coming in. My name's Tracy. Zoe's Treasures, we're doing reverse auctions tonight. So everything, as I pull it up, I run it for a discount, and it changes every time I touch it. So you never know what you're going to get. Grab it while the price is good. Let's see here. I'm going to actually do one more giveaway here. Let's get another giveaway going. Our giveaways are for a postcard and one of our original Zoe's Treasures My Vibe is Vintage stickers. So that is up and going. I thought, no. Now it's up and going. There you go. Hop on into that giveaway. All right. Up next, we have a set of 4 Tanala napkin rings. My mind totally just went blank. Napkin rings. But you know what these can be used for? You don't have to use them just for napkin rings. These are really nice in a guest bathroom. You can put a towel through them. And so that's another way you can use napkin rings that are kind of cool. They are all signed by Ken Edwards. And I actually purchased these myself in the city of Tonala in Mexico. So I can vouch for their authenticity. We're going to run those ones. There you go. 60% off a set of 4 Ken Edwards Tonala napkin rings. Towel holders. I've seen some people put use them for like smaller curtains as tiebacks. Thanks for looking at those. All right, up next is some depression glass. Now, I know clear glass isn't everybody's thing, but hear me out on this. It's versatile. You can use it all year round. You can fill it up with red M&Ms for Valentine's and Christmas, and green M&Ms for Christmas, or St. Patrick's Day. You can just use it for anything. You can also use it everyday wear, and it fits right in. This is 1920s depression glass. It is the Jeanette Glass iris pattern. So you have your irises going around. It is in mint condition. You get a lidded sugar container, and you get your creamer. And what is good about the glass is you can actually put this glass in the microwave. Unlike some of your older ceramics and bone chinas, you cannot put that in the microwave. And that is up and running. That is 60% off. That is a great deal for that a sugar and creamer set. Welcome in, everybody. All of a sudden, my numbers jumped. I didn't see you come in. Thank you so much. My name's Tracy. This is Zoe's Treasures. And we are running a reverse auction flash sales tonight. Every time I pick an item up, I'm going to run it on flash sale. And every single time it's going to be for a different amount. Maybe 20% one time, 60% the next. You never know. That's the fun of it. All right, so I was looking for a stand. We have this beautiful red and white. I was saying earlier, I got about 6 of these in all different designs. This is my last one I have. This is a George Washington collector's plate. This is Washington and his family. It is Crown du Call out of England. So it is fine china. There is a small call out on the back. There is that chippy there. These are very collectible plates. And we are going to turn it around so you can see it better. And there you go. Huge discount on that one. I love the red and white. I don't know. I can't make up my mind if I like purple and white, red and white, blue and white. There's so many to choose from. All right. Up next, we're going to do this set of blue and white, speaking of. So you get a set of all 3. So when I first got these, I listed these really high. And then I realized there was a chip, so I dropped it down, and we're going to drop it down even more. So this is a 3-piece set you're going to get. This is Wedgwood, and it is the Maltese Wedgwood with the blue unicorn. That is a more rare mark, so that one that is older. So this is around when was this one from? 1860s. Sorry, let me pin the right thing. These are about 1860s. So definitely antiques, well over 100 years old. So you get this gorgeous plate. Like I said, you do have the chip up here. A lot of staining. Just a beautiful plate to display, hang on your wall, put in your cabinet. Then you get the saucer. The saucer has no chips or cracks, but it does have some crazing on it. And they are all marked. And then you get this gorgeous cup that comes with it. Look at that staining. It is to die for staining on the inside of this cup. I would try to display it somehow where it's hanging because it is so beautiful. No chips or cracks. You get that 3-piece set. And let's see, Bambi Silva, you are our winner for our giveaway. Congratulations. Thank you for coming to the show tonight. I appreciate you. You're going to get this beautiful butterfly postcard. That will look really cool in a frame. And one of our original Zoe's Treasures, My Vibe is Vintage stickers. And we have this 3-piece set running at an unbelievable deal there. Well, you are very welcome. Thank you so much. I have a piece of art glass
Thank you.
that I am in love with. Somebody earlier said it looks almost like a gravy boat, and I have to agree. But it is not. It is actually just a piece of art. It's just gorgeous. This reminds me of like you walk into those big fancy houses and they just have like beautiful things sitting around. That's what this reminds me of. It is a deep plum purple glass. That in itself is rare. You just don't see that deep plum purplish color glass. And then you've got this gorgeous kind of mixed in other swirls of color going on. And look at the shape on that. The shape is stunning. You do have a really cool ponto mark down there. And that one is up and running. 60% off. We got some deals going on tonight. Thanks for taking a look at that beautiful piece. This one is MCM. I am just fascinated by MCM stuff. And I love the vases. I love when it's like something that's a surprise. This just looks like a big black round vase, right? Till you look at the top and you get this gorgeous, look at that color popping out at you, the geometric design. Absolutely beautiful. No chips or cracks. It is marked on the bottom as the piece of pottery. It's Rob Wildmeyer, River Hill Studio. That's easier to say. Gorgeous piece of MCM pottery. One time only, 15 seconds, 70% off. There it goes. Thank you for looking at that one. All right, how about something just sweet and pretty? I have a Nippon, my favorite Nippon. Early 1900s, hand-painted Nippon, mint condition. This one, very, very little bit of paintwear. So tad bit of paintwear going on, so maybe not mint, very close to it. No chips or cracks. Look at how springy and pretty that is. You want something that's just beautiful and delicate and kind of goes with the season right now. Something that like just kind of reminds you of sunshine. This is it. Absolutely beautiful. And we are going to give you the best deal ever. And there you go. 75% off. Thank you guys for coming in tonight. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a while. Every other week, we do our reverse auction flash sale show where I pick out some of our higher end items. On the other side, every Monday and Wednesday morning, I do dollar start shows, vintage variety, all kinds of just different stuff, whatever I happen to come across in my sourcing adventures. And then on Saturdays, I always do a theme show. Tomorrow is Farmhouse. Show is loaded. Everything is preloaded. Probably 95% dollar starts. A couple of items from $5 to $10 starts. but I do try to bring you the deals. That's kind of our goal here at Zoe's Treasures. All right, so we have a beautiful vintage Rosenthal bowl. This is out of Germany. So you have your porcelain bowl along the top, beautiful floral decor, sterling silver base, highly collectible piece. Let's see, what are we going to do this one? Let's do, all right, I'm just going crazy here. There we go. 80% off on that one. Beautiful, beautiful bowl. Thank you for your purchase. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
That is a good grab. Happy that it's going to somebody. All right, somebody out there has to want these guys because they're just too cute. I can't keep hogging them all to myself. Look at it. It's Simba and Nala. Nala, is that how you say it? I was going to say Nyla. Simba and Nala. These are bone china, official Disney merchandise. So it does have the Disney stamp on the bottom of both of them. And they're bone china. So they're not like plastic, rubbery. They're not like toys. They're actual little collector's items. And I just got back from Disney. So now I should... Oh, goodness gracious. My backdrop's falling apart on me here. I thought that was going to fall on me. All right. I just got back from Disney, so I should know a little bit better, but I don't. Let's see. We are going to do 50% off on them. $8. You get the set. And thanks for looking at them. They're going to hang out with me a little bit longer. All right, let's take a look at these. These are a true collector's piece that are brand new. They're like new old stock. So whoever got these originally bought them and probably stuck them in a cupboard. This is, let me pin it so you can see all the details. All right, West Virginia glass, and they're trifle bowls. They have the original West Virginia sticker. I have 3 sets of these. I'm selling them in sets of 2. I have 3 sets, and I'm going to put on flash sale in just a second here. So you have your original West Virginia glass sticker on there and the original price tag. Do you want to know what they paid for these? 1960s? $40 a piece. I'm not making it up. It says it on the sticker. You're going to have a deal. You're going to get 2 of them for way less than $40 a piece. And in addition, you get this cool piece of ephemera that comes with it. So these were the original recipe from the glass company for your trifles. So you can follow the original recipe and have trifles in fancy bowls. All right, let me go ahead and run these. Flash sale, like I said, there is 3 sets of these. And they are up and going. So 1940s, or 1960s, sorry, they paid $40 for one of those in the 1960s. I bet you whatever housewife got those probably felt like the fanciest person in the world bringing those home. Because in the 1940s, $40 was quite a lot of money. Thank you for looking at those.
Welcome to bronze level.
Let's take a look at this beautiful other Nippon piece. Yeah, I have a thing for Nippon. I'm not going to apologize for it because Nippon is just absolutely gorgeous. Look at this picture. There's just so much you can do with pictures. I mean, they can be vases. They can just stand as an art piece on their own. You can slip them in with something that's all white, and then you get this gorgeous pop of color. There is a little bit of paint wear, but it's over 100 years old. So, you know, you kind of expect it. No chips or cracks. Hand painted. Somebody literally painted every single detail on these flowers. And that is up and going for an unbelievable price today. Thank you so much for your purchase, Southern Charm. That's going to you.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to show this because I know somebody's going to buy this eventually. One of these days, this is going to be right up somebody's alley. I mean, even if you use this as a fruit bowl, this would be like the fanciest fruit bowl ever. It's gorgeous. Look at the colors. I can just like move it around in the light and see how that shimmers. It is in perfect condition. It's Indiana Carnival glass. And you've got this gorgeous texture. Mermaid's colors, exactly. You've got the gorgeous texture going around there. They do look like a mermaid's tail, doesn't it? How beautiful is that? 10-inch diameter, no chips or cracks. Absolutely gorgeous. What are we going to run this for? Oh my goodness, there we go. 60% off. And thank you so much. I appreciate that purchase.
Thank you.
All right, look at this piece. If you like
Welcome
Hulu,
to bronze level.
this is very MCM. This one is Morgantown Adams glass, and it is a slant top vase. Now the slant is very subtle, but you can, I don't know if you can see that there. It just kind of has that, just that subtle little piece of interest going on there. It is in mint condition, and it's just classic. It's just elegant. And that is up and going. We are going to be rating in just a little bit. And I know I don't have a lot in the bin. I normally say, hey, we're about to be rating. Go check out the bin and make your last purchases. But if there's anything that is in the bin still left there, and you want to send me an offer, always happy to entertain offers. Thanks so much for looking at this one. Let's take another look at the console bowl here. I love this set. This is Hoffman Pottery. And I got this at auction and I bid on this set specifically just because it was so beautiful and so unique. And now if you look this up, you'll see a lot of them where it comes with just the bowl or it'll have just the candlesticks, but to have all three pieces is still pretty good to have them still together. And this color is not a very popular color with the Hoffman, so it's more of a rare color. You get the gorgeous blues teal color, turquoise. That's the word I'm looking for. And it's just a console bowl. Fill it with candy, leave it sitting just like this. It does have the Hoffman Pottery mark on the back, and I just like that. Look how it's like pinched in. That's pretty cool, right? And then you have your flower candlestick holders. You don't even need to put candles in those. Look how pretty they are. They're just beautiful like this. But you could put candles in there if you wanted. Is that wax on there? Let me see. No, there's not even any wax in there. Now there is a call out on this guy here. It's a tiny little chip right there. It kind of blends in. It's not super noticeable. I am going to face it towards the camera just to make sure you can see it. And those are up and running. Thanks so much for looking at those. I think I may end up making some type of vignette or something out of those at some point in time here. All right, I think I'm gonna do 2 or 3 more pieces and then probably go raid. Let's see, let's just do one more giveaway here. All right, we got another giveaway going. It is another Zoe's Treasures original My Vibe is Vintage sticker and a cool postcard you can put in a frame or save it and pass it along if you are a seller. All right, look at this piece. This one, let me get it pinned. This is antique glass here. So this is a Victorian pink and green cased glass basket. And then it has what I described as a thorn twisted handle, which is really cool. First off, this is just neat. I mean, if you just look at all the colors in there going on, gorgeous. And the crimping on the glass, I just find it so fascinating that they could do something like this, especially so long ago. And then you have this handle. It looks like a vine with thorns. And if you run your hands across it, you can actually feel it. When I first picked it up, I thought, uh-oh, it's a crack or something, but it's not. It is made to feel kind of prickly, which is very unique. And it is up and running. Can you show the Black River Studio piece? Absolutely. Studio piece again. That's this one, the MCM one. Yep, we will do that right now. Thanks for taking a look at this basket. All right, let me pull that up. So this is our MCM. In here somewhere. There it is. I think this is the one you were talking about, the River Hills. If not, we'll figure it out. So this is our River Hills MCM base, and I just love it. I love the color. Look at the black base, but look at that just splash of color, and you've got kind of like just this understated. I want to say gold, but it's almost kind of like a brownish color to it in person. No chips or cracks, and it does have that mark on the bottom. Beautiful piece. And that one is up and running. Thank you for your purchase. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to do another piece of pottery here. This one is super unique. I am sure it's a studio piece, but what drew me to it is how unique it is. I love having things in my home that you don't just find at Hobby Lobby, that nobody else has. I think that's what makes homes unique and just fun to look around and be in. And just how cool is that if you have a guest come to your house and they walk around and they're just like fascinated by all these cool little things you have just, you know, laying around. This would be one of them. This is a pottery piece. And inside it looks like there's a tree, which I just love, but it's very abstract kind of tree. Let's see if we can get it to kind of, see if I can, there you go. You can kind of see that, kind of abstract. Look at it, kind of branches out around the edges there. And then you have a metal handle. How neat is that? Gorgeous little like fastener there. And look at the shape, just totally different shape to this. I'm not even sure what shape you would call that. And then you got those feet that are just like these little applied little feet there. Absolutely beautiful. And that is up and going. And I usually try to drop it down for less than 30 seconds, but you know what? We're hanging out for at least another 23 seconds. We have about 45 seconds on that giveaway. We'll run one more item here. Let's see, what should I run? We're going to run this beautiful guy. And thanks for looking at that one. Let's see, our giveaway should be running probably while my back is turned. That's usually how it happens. Oh, we've got 17 seconds. Look at that. All right, I'm going to get this pinned. We're going to run this one. This is another piece of pottery. This is Colorado pottery from Romeco. There should not be an E in there. I cannot type. Here we go. Here's our giveaway. Who is it going to? Happy Fox. Happy Fox, thank you so much for coming to my show. I appreciate that. Thank you. You love my shirt. Thank you so much. So I got to tell you about my shirt now. I normally don't talk about them unless somebody says something. So this is my clothing brand. If you do like them, you can buy them on my website. My husband will throw that across the screen. I find it difficult. They are made to order, so they're difficult to sell on Whatnot. But if you are interested, I do have quite a few different designs. It's zoe'streasures.com. So just like the name, all one word.
3, 2.
I'm going to show you the whole thing. Look at that.
Zoe's Treasures has
There you
officially
go.
launched. Come check us out.
I also have stuff on the website that I don't put
www.zoe'streasures.com.
here.
Yes, that is Zoe with an X.
Thanks for taking a look at that. We are going to run this here. Thank you. This guy, Romco without the E, pretend I didn't type the E in there. 1950s MCM. You know what I like? When I see a piece that on the outside it's gorgeous, but then it has an extra little surprise to it, that's this one. It looks like a piece of wood. It's not. It's pottery. And then boom, look at the inside of that. You get this beautiful color going on the inside. How cool is that? It reminds me of those mugs that it just looks like a mug and then there's like a little animal at the bottom. That's what it reminds me of. And look at this handle. Here's the other thing. Look at this double hand. Like, it's just cool looking. Like the shape of this guy is just really neat. All right, and that is up and running. While that is going, I'm going to see who else is on. There are so many great sellers on this evening. Let's see if we can find somebody for us to go and raid. Thank you so much for your purchase. I appreciate it. You guys,
Thank
please
you.
check me out. Oh, before we go, I got to tell you, I am on Battle of the Best this month. I am so excited. I have been trying to get on Battle of the Best for months and months and months. My show's already listed. I've got my item in there. It starts at $1. I'll show you really quick. And I do apologize ahead of time because y'all are going to hear about this every single show until it happens because I'm so excited. So this is my item for Battle of the Best. 24-inch mint condition L.E. Smith swung vase. Right now it's up there. Starting bid of just $1. Please go check it out. And even if this isn't your thing, come support the Battle of the Best that is on May 25th. Let me get it out of the way. I'm probably going to touch it so much. I hope I don't break it before the show. But with that, we're going to go raid somebody. Thank you guys for your purchases. I appreciate it. I do this show every other Friday night, but I have a lot of other shows throughout the week scheduled. So let's see who is on. Do I recognize anybody? You know what? There is a blue and white raid train. Let's go check it out.
Honey, what are you doing?
Provide treasures.
Nothing?
If I can, well, I guess I'm not getting Vintage 5 treasures. It's not working. We're going to find somebody to raid. Sorry. Let's find somebody who doesn't have a lot of people. How about this? May, M-A-E? And it just doesn't want to raid very easily here tonight. All right, we're going to raid this person. Don't know who they are, but let's go show them some love.